Who is that on the radio?
Who is that on the radio?
Who is that on the radio?
You really want to know who's on the radio? Come on. Let's talk about it.
Jeffrey. Let's talk about it live with Jeffrey L. Miller. Watching is the best decision you'll ever make. Thursday nights from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern.
You know what time it is.
Call or text in live, 470-251-4647. Hashtag Let's Talk with Jeffrey. And come check us out on www.statusnetwork.net or download the Status Network app on your Apple or Google Play Store.
Let's give them something to talk about.
It's almost showtime, people.
Let's tune in to see what Jeffrey has in store for us tonight. And here is your host, Jeffrey L. Miller.
Family, what's going on, Instagram family? What's going on, Status Network and Manifest TV? It is time for Let's Talk About It Live with Jeffrey L. Miller. Every Thursday from 6 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. This is exactly how we do it. Man, we got another hot show for you this week. It's going to be controversial. It's going to be dynamic and didactic. It's going to be off the chain. First of all, I want to take some time, to recognize all these people in Atlanta who can't drive worth a damn when it rain. I mean, you got to be kidding me. All you got to do is slow down and stay in your lane. Slow down and stay in your lane. The right lane eventually is going to get the same place as the left lane. Cutting in traffic like you got, whoo. Slow down and stay in your lane. Man, listen. It's some stuff that's going on that's just really just getting to be a little outrageous in my opinion. We're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about who is invited to the barbecue. Who are we inviting to the MF'N barbecue? And who can't come no more? We're going to talk about that tonight. But listen, I got this tradition. It was overcast and rainy as hell in Atlanta today. Traffic was ridiculous. But in spite of that, my granddaughter loves me, my son and daughter love me, my mama loves me, all 9 of my brothers and sisters, they love me. A couple other people love me too. But in keeping with tradition, you know what time it is. It is time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions, I give you some answers from a man's point of view. Now, I got one reason for the habitually single woman and one reason for the habitually single man as to why you might be single. But before we get into that, here is my disclaimer. Now, see, what I'm going to talk about might not apply to you. And if it doesn't apply to you, I don't want you to put your foot up in this shoe. But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them because you're about to learn something tonight. Ladies, you go first. Ladies, quite simply, some of y'all are single because you ain't never satisfied. And I mean, y'all ain't never, ever satisfied. I mean, you could have the perfect man for you, but he a little too short. You could have the perfect man for you, but he bald, or he light-skinned, or he dark-skinned, or whatsoever your reason is. But you ain't never, ever satisfied. But then you could actually get in a relationship with a man. And this man could actually do everything that you need. He could fulfill you on the inside, on the outside, he can handle your plumbing. But your ass will sit there and say something like, I know it's too good to be true, or he too nice. You ain't never satisfied. You want a thug Christian. You want a corporate drug dealer. It's an oxymoron. You want the perfect man, and the perfect man does not exist. Now, ladies, I'm going to tell you this now. You probably are attracting the right type of man to you, but you continually are manifesting your list. And the thing that you have on your list ultimately could be a negotiable. Ultimately. But you loving on that list so hard that when you get someone and they don't meet every one of your list's criteria, they ain't good enough for you. And that's why your ass is single. Ain't never satisfied manifesting that damn list. Y'all think I'm playing with y'all today. I ain't playing with y'all today. It's Thursday too. It's off the chain. All right, fellas, don't think I'm letting y'all off the hook. Fellas, you are next. All right, fellas, some of you are single simply because you have no vision whatsoever. I mean, no vision. You can't see past your own nose, no vision at all. You got no type of, first of all, gumption, no intestinal fortitude. You got no direction. You don't want to go anywhere. You're looking at where you are and you're satisfied in that little bitty corner that you occupied, and that's okay if that's all you want to do. But don't expect a woman to lower herself to your lack of vision. Don't get mad when she turns you down because you decide that you don't want to move, that you're comfortable living in that little bitty small city. And I'm not criticizing people that want to stay in that small city. I'm just saying that if you're going to have anything, why not have a vision and the gall to realize that vision, to work towards that vision? There are very few things that are more attractive to a woman than a man with vision and the audacity to live it, to go for it, to try to fulfill his dream, to make his dreams manifest. Because that woman sees something that potentially she can partner with. Now, again, I say this a lot. I'm telling you, fellas, women don't want a damn project. Some of them do. Women don't want a little baby, another baby. Some of them do. But what I'm saying to you, your lack of vision can be the biggest prison that you can ever experience, your lack of vision. And because you lack real vision, and again, the gumption to make your dreams reality, well, that explains why your ass is single. Oh, I need y'all to understand I'm a little upset today. Now, first of all, I always try to be prepared for every thing that could come up, each situation, all variables. I try to cover my bases. I had on a purple shirt that represented Morris Brown College today, and I could not wear it because we got a blue screen, and that purple is too close to blue on the color spectrum. So I had to put my backup shirt on that I wore. I'm a little upset, but don't, let not your weary heart be troubled. We are still spotlighting Morris Brown College today with our HBCU excellence. Now, I need you to understand that I found all types of clips that I could have played. I had to whittle it down to my favorite two and then my favorite one. So this is a clip from back in the day, Morris Brown in the stands playing an old cameo tune. Now, I'm going to tell you, they're going to get crunktified. They're going to crank it up and they're going to get rolling. But this is how we do it at Morris Brown College, the Morris Brown College Marching Wolverine Band. Go ahead and roll that clip. Back in Herndon Stadium, putting it down for the Marching Wolverine Band. Skin I'm In, old cameo tune. Boy, they did that thing right there. All right, now I need y'all to understand something. People crazy as hell doing Black History Month. I saw something where a judge was upset that a jury found a man not guilty, and the judge called one of the jurors an Aunt Jemima. I knew that you were going to that guy was going to be found not guilty when you selected that Aunt Jemima for the panel. The judge also went on to say this. He said that I believe that he's a drug dealer, not just a drug user. There is no way he should have been not been convicted. This is a judge who is supposed to be fair and impartial, excoriating the prosecution and the defense in his chambers after a jury of this man's peers found him not guilty. So whenever somebody says that America has come a long way, race relations have gotten a whole lot better. And we have judges upset that someone was found not guilty and blasting the prosecution and the defense over their jury selections. I say that is some bull. That person right there, that judge, first of all, should be censored and removed from his station. There should be a recall effort to pull his ass off the bench. Now, judges have emotions too. They're not always fair and impartial up there. They can try their best to be, but they're not. They're human too. I get that part. But man, you can't put your own prejudices aside and at least follow the letter of the law without trying to impress upon the prosecutor and the defender your own personal views. That is some bull right there. Something else that's crazy as hell. Barnes and Noble launched a Black History Month campaign. And guess what they did? These mofos, with their diversity initiative, took a book like The Wizard of Oz and put a new cover on it with a black girl. All these books, all these traditionally American books, they changed the covers. Now, I got a video. I want you to see this foolishness. And then we're going to talk about it a little bit more. Let's go ahead and roll that clip on Diverse Editions by Barnes & Noble. Here we go.
Barnes & Noble has canceled its plans to put diverse faces on classic book covers for Black History Month. Critics claim the company was supporting literary blackface. The so-called diverse editions included new covers for Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, showing a black man with an afro, and Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz holding a pair of red sneakers instead of ruby slippers. Critics suggested that it would be better if the company promoted black writers instead.
I mean, did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Instead of getting black writers, black authors, all types of black authors that are out there and promoting their books, their stories. I mean, our heritage is so rich. There's so much depth to our authors. They couldn't even pull a book by Ta-Nehisi Coates, and he's hot right now. They couldn't pull a Zora Neale Hurston book. I mean, and she's legendary. What they did is they just took the cover off of the old book, put a new cover with a little black girl, and told the same damn story. Now, you got to keep in mind that a lot of the people who wrote these American classics were some racist They were racist. They had very strong racist views. So all you did was try to capitalize on the movement, the newfound marketability of the Afrocentrism, the blackness, the African-Americanness, whatever you want to call it. You just tried to capitalize on that while keeping all the money instead of just supporting black authors. How dumb can you be? Now, there has been some things that are completely asinine, but this has to be the height of asininity. I don't even know if that's a damn word. I just made it up in the vein of Robin Harris. It's Black History Month. We're taking it back for the cause. But what I'm saying is, how could you possibly think that that would be the right thing to do, Barnes and Noble? How could you possibly fix your bookstore to put a display up with blackface, a black man with an afro as Frankenstein, but the book still be Mary Shelley's book? If that ain't about some, man, y'all need to sit y'all ass down with that foolishness. God almighty knows. Boy, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. So, folks, here's what I want y'all to understand. Today, we're going to talk about who's invited to the damn barbecue. I mean, now, we already know the white lady that called the police on people barbecuing ain't invited. Her ass can't come. You cannot come to the barbecue. Jesse Smollett, you cannot come to the barbecue. Sorry, you cannot come. There are other people that just cannot come to the barbecue. But then we got some folks that kind of showed up and showed out recently. One of those people is Joaquin Phoenix. Now, before we get to this clip of Joaquin Phoenix, let's just keep it real. Every industry is entrenched and steeped in institutionalized discrimination. I'm going to say discrimination because it discriminates against white women, black men, any minority. Any of these major industries, it's there institutionally. Joaquin Phoenix was in England, Great Britain, whatever, the UK, whatever it's called today, getting an award for his portrayal in Joker. Now, I watched Joker. Honestly, he did a good job. The movie, okay, whatever. It was a good comic book movie. It was a different comic book movie. It actually had there was a different type of different layers and different depths to it. I get it. He did a good job. But what he said when receiving that award, and if I'm not mistaken, he might have rejected the award. He made some profound statements. So we're going to play this clip and we're going to explain why your boy Joaquin Phoenix is invited to the damn barbecue. Go ahead and roll that clip.
I feel very honored and privileged to be here tonight. BAFTAs have always been very supportive of my career, and I'm deeply appreciative. But I have to say that I also feel conflicted because so many of my fellow actors that are deserving don't have that same privilege. I think that we send a very clear message to people of color that you're not welcome here. I think that's the message that we're sending to people that have contributed so much to our medium and our industry and in ways that we benefit from. I don't think anybody wants a handout or preferential treatment, although that's what we give ourselves every year. I think that people just want to be acknowledged and appreciated and respected for their work. This is not a self-righteous condemnation because I'm ashamed to say that I'm part of the problem. I have not done everything in my power to ensure that the sets I work on are inclusive, but I think that it's more than just having sets that are multicultural. I think that we have to really do the hard work to truly understand systemic racism. I think that it is the obligation of the people that have created and perpetuate and benefit from a system of oppression to be the ones that dismantle it. So that's on us. Thank you.
All right. Did you see their faces? Did you see their faces? Did you see their faces? I mean, let's be real now. Let's be real. I said this before. We can go back 75 years and we can pull an article off the newspaper and it would read like it reads today. 75, we can go back longer than that. And we can pull an article off the newspaper and it will read just like it reads today. We can watch stories of newscasts or radio broadcasts of how we are portrayed 40, 50 years ago, more than that. And we can play them just like it was today. So let's just keep it real here. There are some things that we can do to improve our own station in this country. A lot of things we can do ourselves. There are other things that have to happen simultaneously by people that don't look like us. And honestly, I think it's a scary proposition to them because I believe one of their biggest fears, J. Edgar Hoover's biggest fear, was that they will rise up and they will treat us like we have treated them. I think that part of the way that they had the plantation structured was to make sure that they could quell any types of rebellions real quick. Now, don't get it twisted. You know, there were more rebellions that are reported. There were people in other countries that were trying to help free slaves. Don't get it twisted. Nat Turner wasn't the only one that got sick of being sick and tired. A lot more people. But I want you to understand the lengths that they went through to stop those types of things so they could live comfortably, not have to worry about us. And to that I say, and I'm just keeping it real with y'all, that structure has to be torn down, not just by us, but by them. Just keeping it real, just keeping it real. So I'm going to break this up a little bit. You know, I love spoken word. I love poetry. I got like 5 or 6 poems that we're going to play tonight. There's this one poem that calls Say My Name Correctly. Part of this is an affirmation of identity, who I am as an individual. Don't be trying to change my name. There's a message and a lesson in that. So we're going to play this clip. This young brother's going to get on stage and he's going to rip it up. We'll come back and we'll talk about it. This clip ain't even that long. It's less than 3 minutes, but just listen to how he puts his words together to make a statement about saying his name correctly. Go ahead and roll that clip.
Eritrea gifts me the name Omer, but I surrendered it away in the 2nd grade. After a back and forth of trying to get my name right, misconception with the tacky dresses, decides the class is just gonna call me Omer. Might as well call me boy. The help, a statistic. At 25, I reclaim my name. My name is Omer. It's just 2 syllables. O and mer. O as in, oh, really, you're still messing this up? Oh, as in, oh yeah, I'm big mad about it. Mer, as in mermaid, like my mother did not cross the Atlantic and Atlantis for you to disrespect the name she gave me. Mer, as in Merlin, wizard, like the black woman magic my mother cast when she gave this body a name and spoke a soul into it. Mer, as in murmur, like my heart skips a beat every time someone I love gets my name wrong. Mer, as in I will murder all of you by the end of this poem if you still can't get it right. It's just 2 syllables. O and mer. My name is not an ad-lib or fill in your own blank, so in the words of both Walter White and Beyonce, say my name properly.
Did he spit that word or what? I mean, did he lay it down or what? Did he say my name and say it properly? Here's the lesson that I took for that, or from that. We don't have to apologize for how colorful some of our names are. Now, I ain't even gonna lie. Some of them names, Lord Jesus, what the hell were you thinking? At the same time, though, own your name. There was a young lady named Princess that I grew up with. And you know what? She was the full embodiment of a princess. There was a brother that played football named Peerless Price. And amongst his peers, he stood out. Peerless Price. Think about the power in a name. My son's name is Nigel, Dark Prince. Nahari is my granddaughter, Morning Dew. Nala. Regal, powerful. Names are significant. Don't matter what your name is. Own your name. And make sure people recognize your name, just like when Cassius Clay was being spewed at Muhammad Ali. And he kept punching the dude, saying, say my name. He could have knocked him out early, but he didn't. He wanted to let him know that my name is Muhammad Ali, not what you choose to call me. And he kept on punching him and kept on punching him. I ain't saying punch nobody over your name. I think you understand where we're going with that. All right. Now look at him. I want to talk about somebody who cannot come to the damn barbecue. You cannot come to the barbecue. Chet Hanks. Now, first of all, Tom Hanks is a famous actor. He used to be on this show called Bosom Buddies back in the day. That's how he got his start. Bosom Buddies, about two men dressing in drag to get a discount of finding a place to stay. I believe it was in New York. Buffy and Hildegard were their alter egos. Tom Hanks has a son named Chet, who is a rapper now. You know how I feel about that. I feel like we can't have our own shit for nothing. They always got to take our ish. But I want y'all to watch this video over how Chet or Chat or whatever the hell his name is, how he feels about his ability to say whatever he wants to say because he's a rapper. Let's roll that clip and come on talk about it.
Every celebrity has their causes. Bono fights for Africa, Patricia Arquette for wage equality, and Tom Hanks' super privileged, super white son Chester fights to say the N-word.
Can't no one tell me what I can't say.
Can't no one?
Tom Hanks' son wants to be able to say the N-word anywhere he wants to. He's a rapper. He goes by Chet Hayes.
Yes, Chet Hayes, a.k.a. Chet Hanks, whatever, is already dropping N-bombs in tracks like this.
Hey, my bitch, we got the juice.
Straight out of Brentwood.
And he is now on a mission to explain to the world why he should be able to do this.
Hip-hop isn't about race. It's about the culture you identify with. And can't no one tell me what I can't say.
He's saying that it's not a term that should be used outside of the black culture, but he feels part of it, and therefore
That's true.
entitled.
Good point. I would counter that with, you're not black.
But is he not black? Yeah, he's not black. But how does someone from the community feel about it?
I grew up in the hip-hop culture also.
That community being Orange County.
And that happens a lot. How about hip-hop is our culture? Because me and Van have had this argument many times. That's Mike Jones.
I'm not Van.
The defense rests.
I think black people would be all right with Tom Hanks using it more than Chet Hayes. If Tom Hanks used it, they'd be like, you know what? That's all right.
So this fall, look out for You Got Mail, N-word, a Tom Hanks joint. Bye!
And listen, I ain't even gonna front. I'm so sick of these folks. Why do you want to say the word? Let's talk about the pathology. What is it about this word that you just feel like you got to be able to say it? Why do you feel entitled to rap being a part of your culture? And what makes you think that you can define what rap music is? Rap music is about, where you're from. What? Who? What in the world gets into these folks who love black culture, want to live black culture, but don't want to be black? They want the black fashion. They want the hip hop. They want the lingo. I saw a clip today with the white grandma saying "faux shizzle," and she had to be 85. Now she could have been 40. Sometimes they don't age well. But the bottom line of it is, I don't understand why you feel like you need to be able to say this word. Now, personally, I don't use the word. When I'm speaking to some of my friends and they use it, I ask, hey, as long as you're talking to me, don't use it, especially don't address me with that word. I'm sorry. I just don't identify with it. I don't use the word. And I ask that, hey, I don't ask a whole lot, but while we're talking, that's just one word that I ask that you not use. I don't use the word on the show. It's very rare that I have a video on the show that plays the word. At the same time, Chet Hayes is so in love with rap music that he can't fix his mouth not to say the N-word. He feels that entitled to it because he's fashioning himself as a rapper, and his culture is rap music. No, the hell it ain't. That is not your culture. You did not grow up in the South Bronx. You didn't grow up in Memphis. You did not grow up in Decatur, where it's greater, shouty. Duval, New Orleans, Wardy. You didn't grow up like that. You didn't grow up in Compton. You did not grow up in Houston, in an area that has generated the type of emotion that fuels the rap experience, the rhythmic American poetry. You did not live that. What you were doing is you grew up liking it in private school. Now listen, everybody, you can do what you want to do. White folks, if you want to be a rapper, go on, be a rapper. But at least have enough common sense to know that your president will get you jabbed. I mean, don't think just because Rush Limbaugh got the Presidential Medal of Freedom that now it's okay to say and do everything you want to do. Don't think just because President Trump was acquitted that it's open season on you saying what you want to say. I'm not advocating any type of violence. That ain't my style. I'm just saying that you say that to the wrong people in the wrong place. And quite honestly, you earn what you get. So, can Chet Hayes, or Chester Hanks, his real name is Chester. I got some friends named Chester, I ain't knocking the name. But can Chet Hanks come to the barbecue? Can Chet Hanks? I'm just really curious. Now, are we going to allow that type of foolishness at the barbecue? I would say, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it out loud, that Chet, you are not allowed to the barbecue. Can Chet come to the barbecue? I think not. I think not. That's all I have to say about that. I'm sure you caught that reference. All right, so listen. Ladies, I know that rejection is something y'all don't handle very well. I know it's something y'all don't handle very well, ladies, because I talk to y'all all the time. And the thing that I really like about women getting rejected, y'all take that personally, woo. I mean, y'all take it. Women shooting their shot and missing, it's just like, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? So I saw this video of this woman who shot her shot earlier this week. And just the look on her face, the fact that she was flabbergasted with this shot that she shot being rejected, I was just really taken aback. So we're going to play this video. We're going to come back and talk about ladies being rejected, shooting your shot and missing. Go ahead and roll that clip. Here we go.
So yesterday I did something that I never do, and I shot my shot. I was out, saw this guy, and I said to him, I said, "Hey, I like your beard." You know what he said to me? He said, "Thank you." Thank you. He didn't say, "Hey, let's exchange numbers. Let's go out sometime. I like your beard too." Nope. He said, "Thank you," and kept it moving. I'm not doing that shit ever again.
Now, ladies, look at him. I believe that you put yourself in a position to be found, and you'll be found. You know, hey, if you want to be aggressive, you want to go at a man, that's fine. No problems with that at all. You put yourself in position, and if he's interested and he comes after you, great. But if you're going to shoot your shot, know that not even the best makes their shot all the time. Just is what it is. Now, by comparison, when a man shoots his shot, I mean, it could be something serious, but when we get turned down, you know, it's like, okay, you know, we kind of bounce back a little bit. But ladies, sometimes when y'all turn us down, boy, y'all be hurting the brother feelings. It's like y'all be rude on purpose. Y'all, you know, there's this new thing that men and women say, bruh, to everything. Nah, bruh. You know, I don't understand that. I don't call women bruh, you know. But it's a new thing, no cap. So, ladies, I want y'all to understand that when y'all turn us down, it hurts, but we deal with it. So we're going to roll this clip about a brother being turned down. Look at the difference. Go ahead and roll that clip.
What up?
What's up?
What you on, man?
Ain't no nothing, just chilling.
Man,
What's going on with you?
I gotta call you and tell you some shit, man. I don't want to tell you for a minute. My heart beating and shit right now for you. It give me a little sick.
What's wrong with you?
Bro,
Yeah, going on.
I really like, you know what I'm saying, ever since I met y'all, I always, you know what I'm saying, thought you were a great person, because you always be there for and like, you know what I'm saying, you make me really feel like he really love your ass for you. Like, I really fuck with you, bro. I would like to got, you know what I'm saying, be more than friends one day and type.
Oh, no, I'm good. I don't know what you can drink, but nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm good on that.
Because I really feel like that around your bro.
And I appreciate that. I'm good, man.
Alright, bro.
Alright.
How you feel?
I don't know, bro. I'm like, I feel like that was a waste of time. Shouldn't have did that bullshit. She don't with me like that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, though. Shit. Bounce back.
Do you have any ending thoughts?
I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say right now. I'll just be trying to just focus on me and I already got. You know what I'm saying?
See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about. Now, first of all, let's analyze this. This is the play-by-play. First of all, he called her on the phone instead of meeting her face-to-face. I mean, okay. If you're going to reject me, you're going to reject me face-to-face. I'm not going to be, no, I ain't going to be mad at you if you tell me no. Cool. But if I'm asking you to be my girlfriend face-to-face, face-to-face. I'm trying to put that woo-woo on you. I'm trying to roll them shoulders. I'm trying to use everything I got to convince you to come on over here and get this work. I'm trying to use everything I got. We got to do that in person, brother. But I want you to understand that the young lady now, and fellas, I need you to understand this too. Women have the right to tell your ass no. They have the right to not be interested, to not want to go further. Okay. Now, women at the same time will say, I want to see if he's going to work for it. Women will say that. I want to tell you no, but I want you to show me you really want it at the same time. And it's difficult to navigate those waters. So I always advocate that when a woman tells you that she's not interested, believe her ass and move forward. So towards the end of that clip, he said something that was important to me. He said, I'm going to bounce back and I'm going to appreciate what I already got. I'm going to work on me. That's how we do it, fellas. That's how we do it. We let it go. The odds are in our favor. Fellas, I want you to know something now. No matter what level you are at, there is a woman at that level. No matter what level you are at, there is a woman at that level. Now, I'm not saying be satisfied on the lowest level possible. I'm saying that if you are living in the street, in a gutter, there is a woman that will be right there with you. Now, I'm not disparaging anyone that's had circumstances that causes them to be in that position. That's not what I'm saying. You know I ain't lying, though. At any level, there is a woman that you can find at that level. So why not keep pushing yourself? That woman don't want you, fine. Keep on pushing. There's another woman out there that's better suited for you. And then what happens? Women say that men always come back, and you know, there's some truth to that. Men, a lot of times we circle back to try to say, hey, you still available? Or, you know, you interested now? That happens. You know, we do that. At the same time, fellas, one of the sweetest things that you can never do is have a woman see you blow up that you were interested in who didn't see the value in you at that time. It is sweet. I ain't even gonna lie, I do it a couple of times. You know, love it. Love it. Best revenge, not even revenge. The best thing is to work on yourself and elevate. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. I got some more poetry for y'all because it's Black History Month. Now, I'm black every month. Every day of the year, I try to find something positive in black to either post, promote, whatever. You know, I believe in edifying our people because every shade, every hue on the spectrum is beautiful. Now, I'm not as melanated as others, but still, you know, I'm black. In this month, I'm blackity black. So I got this poem called I Speak Black. I speak black. Now, the King's English is fine when I'm working on that paper. When I'm hanging with my folks, I speak black. I speak black on the job. And if they don't like it, guess what? I'm still speaking black. I'll throw a colloquialism up in that place real quick. I want them to know that I'm smart as you are, but I'm also different from you. So I'm not just going to completely cater to where you want me to be. I'm going to keep this part right here and I'm going to roll with it. So let's watch this clip right here. I speak black. We'll come back and we'll talk about it in just a few. Roll clip.
I have been folding my tongue beneath itself, bleaching my language, clenching my jaw with shackled teeth because the moment I open my mouth, uprising spring from my saliva, my dialogue is cruddy. Trample with the muddy boots of trade and migration, battling nations in my diaphragm so the rhythm in my diction sounds like a war cry, and despite the white stuffed down my windpipe, I talk black with nappy phonics, syllables that kink and twist, naughty expression that beads on my palate, so glow in this spit shine flow, Jerry curl jargon, bongo drums in my diction. This slang is semantic resistance, off with the head of the King's English. Can't you smell the riot on my breath? Char in my esophagus, my laugh is arsenic. And ain't enough opiates in this elementary education to hook me on phonics or gentrify the djembe out of my pronunciation. Love the taste of this cornbread accent. Sugar cane slang my tongue is. Motherland, mama of civilization, birth of every nation. Scat, boom, bat, hi-hat, jazz, sax. There is music in my melanin and I be talking hella black. With a neck roll to articulate my tone. Conversations get you high as my cheekbones and lingo bout lush as these hips done grown. Thick thighs and deep fried vernacular. Hand motions and sound effects. Hieroglyphics hidden in my messages. My breath is the building of the pyramids on repeat. I'm like a Negro spiritual sampled over a trap beat. There is a black anthem inside my belly, so I will always lift every voice and speak.
I love it. 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 That is perfect. That is perfect. I love it. I need y'all to understand there is not a thing wrong with the way you speak. There's not a thing wrong with it. Now, like I said, sometimes you got to clean that shit up. Sometimes you gotta know that there's a time that you actually have to speak clearly and you have to articulate exactly what's going on. You gotta know how to do that, but don't get it twisted. Loving who we are, loving our culture is necessary because, quite frankly, I'm sick of people trying to police us, trying to police how we look. If I wasn't bald, I promise y'all I have some dreads. I promise you. Your boy Kush, the producer, head full of dreads. I want to cut him off. I'm so jealous of his long hair. I've been bald for, over 20 years now. But if I could, dreads down to the middle of my back. It's just ridiculous how a young man in a school in Texas could be told that you have to cut your hair because of a hair length policy before you can graduate in 2020. Hair length policies that are sexist, because young ladies can have long hair, no problem. But a young man who's been growing his dreads for years, problem. Whether it be a young lady running in a Miss Universe pageant or Miss World pageant, whatever it was, with an afro, being told that you can't have no afro. I think that was Miss Jamaica. And then Miss South Africa. I believe it was Miss South Africa. Y'all forgive me if I got that wrong. With her hair natural, winning. I need you to understand that people are constantly trying to police us. Why? Why are they trying to change how we are? What is it about us that they have to constantly suppress? I believe it's the godliness in us. Now, I'm not speaking strictly from a Christian perspective. I'm saying that there's something in us that's innately powerful that we have to be disconnected from so that we don't begin to glow up. I've heard some women say the glow up is real. I believe that there's a glow inside of us, a reconnection that's starting to happen that scares the crap out of people. It's going to happen anyway. There's some things that you just cannot stop. And you see this train coming. Don't act like y'all don't see it. That mug is chugging right down the tracks. It's coming. I love it, too. I love it. Y'all asked for this, though. Y'all asked for it. As a matter of fact, you get what you ask for. There's this clip that I saw with this young lady that did one of the stupidest things ever. Now, I'm not calling her stupid. I'm saying her actions were a little stupid, in my opinion. So we're going to play this clip. First of all, what would you do when you see the clip? And then second of all, just watch what she asked for and watch what she gets. Roll the clip. Here we go.
They look like they want to eat me.
You can pet them.
No. What do you mean they're your babies?
They're like my children. Like some of them will come up to you. See? And you can just like pet them. They won't bite. They're still kind of. Ow! He bit me. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. As soon as she fixed her mouth to say, they won't bite, guess what happened? Raccoon, we're going to call him Robert. Raccoon Robert was like, we don't bite? We don't bite? Oh, hold on a second. You going to learn, hold my beer. Hold my beer since we don't bite. Row. Now, because it's a wild animal, I hope that she went to the doctor or at least had someone check her out. Normally, if an animal has rabies, it doesn't behave in its normal pattern. So the fact that it was nighttime, it was hanging with the fellas, that one may not be rabbit. At the same time, you get what you asked for. You sat there and fixed your mouth to say, they don't bite. Them raccoons don't know you like that. They just want their food. They just want whatever meal you've been giving them. You fed one of them. He went and told the homies. He told the players. He told the boys. He and the boys rolled up. And you ain't had no food. Robert, the raccoon, was a little mad. Do better next time. You won't get bit. I love it. I love it. Okay, we're going to break this up a little bit. Now, listen, I love poetry. You know, I actually do some poetry every now and then. I ain't going to do nothing tonight. But actually, I've done some spoken word. I've had some fun with it. There's this poet named Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox is actually deep as hell. Now, he was on Def Poetry Jam. Now, you know, you got to be really skilled, first of all, to be on Def Poetry Jam. And when I tell you that the the amount of gravitas, the amount of power and passion, how he connects to the ancestors when he does his poetry. It's absolutely amazing. I was blown away when I was researching, looking for different poems, and I came across this one. It was absolutely amazing. So we're gonna play Mr. Fox. I want y'all to understand though, that this is deep. So y'all get ready to get blown away. Here's Mr. Fox on Def Poetry Jam. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
This next brother coming out is on another level. Some people just transcend their field. You know, Muhammad Ali is not just a boxer. Richard Pryor is not just a comedian. This brother is not just a poet. He's on another level. He's something else. New York, I want you to give a warm Def Poetry welcome to Brother Fox.
Let the incense burn on both ends. That's right, brother. Turn my mic up so they can feel this. The title of this poem is called Off the Hizzle for Shizzle. I met this fine-ass bizzle right here in New York Sizzle. And I said, would you like to go back to my whole tizzle? She said, for shizzle? Cause you Jay Fizzle, the famous Camizzle, and I said, Reconizzle. So we get back to the whole tizzle. I could tell by the way that Izzle was sham-pizzle that she was gonna do her thug thizzle. Then I said to myself, ooh, look at that G strizzle. And I said, God dizzle. But I ain't got no profilizzles. But I said, it looks clizzle. So I said, I don't give a fizzle. So I put this mahoganyzzle right in her pizzle, and I begin to do my thug thizzle, and I'm doing my thug thizzle, trying to break that bizzle, and then I pulled it out, and she put her mizzle on my dizzle, and I said, oh, shizzle. Black hand side. And as she began to put her mizzle on my dizzle, and I had my nizzles on her chisel, back and I bust a nizzle right on her forehizzle. I got a little bit of it in her hair whistle and I said, hey, I'm Sizzle. But then I laid back and went straight to Slizzle. And then when I woke Izzle, I found out that this bizzle had stolen all of my manizzle. But I didn't give a fizzle because that pizzle was off the hizzle for shizzle. Three days later, it leads me to my next poem. It's entitled The Clinic.
Thank you. We are so colorful. I mean, I just feel inspired. You know, that poetry right there. That was just deep. That was really, really deep. I feel inspired. Faux shizzle. Yes. Okay, so look. There was a post earlier today that one of my friends put up that was talking about the connection that men have to other men. And it juxtaposed the way that men love other men versus how they love women. I'm going to give you the gist of the post. And I read it thoroughly. I even did a little more research on it. It was based on a young lady, the author's name, I believe, was MF'N or something like that. She wrote this piece that talked about the homoerotic relationship between men, how men will love and respect and honor other men in ways they won't allow women to love them. As an example, the way that men follow other men, the way that men admire leadership by men, the way that men will pattern themselves after their male heroes, the way that men tend to cleave to other men. Now, the word homoerotic wasn't meant to imply homosexuality. It was just talking about the way that the affection or that type of love was shown towards their male role models. Male role models being my word. On the flip side of it was that men tended, according to the original writer and the young lady who posted it, men tended to love women for service or for gratitude or for affection, but not in a way that they would worship a hero or worship someone that they admire or something like that. And I read it and I saw it, and because it had its roots in Freudian theory, I found it intriguing. I found it fascinating. And I read the argument to make sure I understood it. And here's what I took from it. That the young lady, I believe it's Miriam Fry, correct me or forgive me if I'm wrong, Fry, whatever her name was. What I got from her article was penal envy, another Freudian theory. Here is how I got to my conclusion. The whole gist of everything there was talking about how men love other men, how men display affection towards other men while simultaneously denying that same reverence to women. By default, the woman is envious of the way that men love other men. Ergo, penal envy. Because once again, in the mindset of Freud, subconsciously, there's going to be some type of childhood something that leads and forms some type of love. I'm oversimplifying Freud, but you get what I'm saying. So I believe that something on that side of the coin only resonates with some type of gap or some type of self-loathing or some type of devaluing of the feminine energy, the feminine way of loving, the way that women want to be desired and want to be loved. In this instance, it's still based on what men do, how men love each other, as opposed to how a woman loves herself. I hope you see the comparison here. I'm bringing this up to say this, ladies. There is a freedom that you get when you completely immerse yourself in your femininity. Now, don't get it twisted. From the feminist standpoint, I completely agree that there are a lot of things that need to be changed in this society to bring everybody to the table and to let everyone have exactly what it is that they earn. Everyone. Okay, I agree with that. I also agree that patriarchy is an outward symbol of a negative form of masculinity. Patriarchy. Okay? At the same time, ladies, if you are constantly looking at patriarchy and saying, no, we got to tear that down. We got to tear that down. And we got to redo it this way. We got to redo it that way. The part that you're ignoring is the building up of yourself. The building up of that love independent of the stain of patriarchy. So if you're looking at a patriarchal way of loving, men loving each other, but you're saying that you're leaving us women out, that's penal envy. There's no way around it. Because you're feeling left out. You're feeling envious of the way that men do things that they do. And I will submit to you this. I don't agree with almost anything. Well, there's some things that Freud says that are just damn genius. Just is what it is. There are other things that he says that I'm like, yeah, that don't make no damn sense to me. I believe that the healthier you are, the healthier your self-image is, those types of things you don't even worry about. You don't worry about those types of men that exemplify and exhibit that type of behavior. I don't care how clinical you try to make it. Love ain't clinical. Emotions aren't clinical. Yeah, of course you can get down to the drivers. You can get down to the pathology. You can get down to all of that stuff. Absolutely. You can study everything and make it numerical all you want. There is still a part of love that's non-quantifiable. The way that people love, of course, there are different categories of love, and there's the highest level. I get all that stuff. It's still an individual type of thing. And there is no more powerful love than the love that you have for yourself. That's it. So ladies, when I see some of my friends, my colleagues doing these brunches, I'm going to tell you what, I get brunch envy. I done asked a couple of my friends, can I come to the brunch? And hell no, you a dude. Women protect them damn brunches. What y'all be eating up in there any damn way? Ain't nothing but French toast. Hell. But the bottom line of it is this, ladies. I applaud those types of things. That's some serious stuff because it's women protecting women, developing feminine energy without patriarchal constraints. So I just feel like, hey, I get it. I understand what the author was saying. I understand what the young lady who posted it was saying. I get it. At the same time, if you're worried about those things, and when I say worried, I mean worried about why this man ain't loving you like he admires his childhood hero, or why somebody won't follow your lead in the same way they follow a man, you're worried about the wrong stuff. Because yes, it's difficult for women to be in a traditionally male role. It's difficult, especially when they're working for somebody else. You ain't gonna tell me that all these all these women who happen to be, all these business owners who happen to be women, you ain't gonna tell me that they ain't powerful by themselves, starting businesses on their own, investing in the community on their own. They ain't worried about why this little boy admires G.I. Joe. They ain't worried about that. They got checks to write and people to pay. That's all I got to say about that. All right. Let's get back to it. All right, let's see some comments. What's up, LaShawna? I see you over there. All right, Daisha. Hey, Daisha, don't be mad at me. I know we went to school together. Please don't be mad at me if I mispronounced your name. It's blaming on my head, not my heart. Please. But, we cool. Brown eyes for life. All right. Lola says, I'm pulling the plug. You said they don't age well. Oh, yeah, I did say that, didn't I? Boy, I be off the chain sometimes. Lola also says he's going to hug the pillow and cry when he gets home, though. She's talking about the brother that was rejected. Now, look, he may be upset in the now, but at least he knows that that wasn't the right woman for him. Now, I believe him when he says that he's going to, focus on what he has. Now, he might have been studying for the gram. At least he said it. So, when you verbalize or vocalize something, that's half the battle. You have just started a spell. You spoke it into existence, and now the universe will respond to that. I love it. I love it. Okay, look here. I need y'all to understand something. Valentine's Day is coming up next week. I'm going to need y'all to get y'all babysitting schedules and all that stuff taken care of now. I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and start calling folks, asking, can you watch, Lil Pookie? I'm gonna need you to do that stuff now. If you got to practice how you gonna ask. But don't wait till next week on the 13th to try to ask somebody to watch your baby. No, that ain't how it works. We need some advance notice. Now, being a grandfather, actually the granddad, and you must say the before you say granddad, being the granddad, I can certainly relate to being asked to, spend some time with my granddaughter. I understand that. I ain't mad, but I got this clip of this young lady asking mom to babysit on Valentine's Day. And I'm proud of the fact that she was practicing the ask. You just can't roll up and be like, this is what it is. You know what it is, folk. That ain't how this works. That's not how it's supposed to be. So we're going to play this clip. Young lady practicing, asking her mother to keep her daughter or baby for Valentine's Day. We'll come back and talk about it. Go ahead and roll that clip.
You go watch this baby. Nah. Why can't you please watch the baby? No.
Oh my God. Oh, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Listen. I need to understand. She dropped the baby and just went. She just drove off, dropped the baby off. It was snow on the ground. It was snow. Could you hear the car, the SUV? You could hear the engine when she drove off. That's not how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to drop the baby off when you're asking, somebody to watch your baby. Now, as the granddad, again, I'm going to tell you this. I completely understand being asked to spend time with your grandchild. But what you ain't going to do is you ain't just going to drop that baby off. And you damn sure ain't going to say, oh, you're going to watch this baby. That was funny as hell, though. That was funny. I love it. Okay. So here we go. Gayle King did an interview with Lisa Leslie. Now, in being as objective as I can possibly be about this, I've read different articles. I watched the whole interview. I've seen snippets. I've seen Gayle King's response. You know what? I'm speaking as a well-informed person regarding Gayle King's interview with Lisa Leslie. Now, I'm going to tell you this. First of all, Lisa Leslie was as classy as she could possibly be. In the interview, Gayle asked, is Kobe Bryant's legacy complicated? Or is his legacy complex or something like that? And Lisa Leslie was like, well, no, not for me, because I know Kobe, and Kobe wasn't this type of guy. I'm not saying that something didn't happen. What I'm saying is I didn't know that's not the Kobe Bryant that I know, and I'm paraphrasing all of her response now. Gayle King says, but Lisa, you wouldn't know because you're his friend. He would not be that way towards you. The rest of the interview was a pretty good interview. I mean, she asked some great questions. She did her journalistic due diligence. Kobe Bryant's body was just returned or released to his family yesterday. Just yesterday. Not even buried yet. Not even buried. The same day that the helicopter went down and the crash happened, they were talking about the rape case. The same day. Lisa Leslie pointed that out. Y'all could wait for all this stuff, or you could have asked these questions already. Now, I'm going to go back over something that I did last week, and once again, I am not victim bashing. All I'm going to say is from everything I've ever researched about that case, there were some serious questions about the allegations. Do your research. Kobe Bryant never admitted guilt. He never said that I raped that woman. What he did say, I understand how that woman, or how she, he didn't say that woman, I understand how she could see what we did as non-consensual. I understand how she could see what we did as non-consensual. Okay? He also did say that no means no, and I understand that. He also said that I did not rape that woman. It was consensual. That aside, after you do your research, when she said that she was not going to testify, that means that Kobe Bryant's case was dropped for want of prosecution, lack of evidence, whatever you want to call it. It was dropped. Now, after that, there were still some rumblings and things like that. I just don't understand how it is less than 2 weeks after the accident that everybody says was horrible, 17 years after the event, the situation, 17 years after, and after he's really pretty much made a name for himself as being as good of a father as you can be, loving on his girls as much as he can, including his wife, doing things to begin to cultivate a legacy for his daughter that she gets to help advance. And here we are in this interview asking about allegations on a case that was dropped. Now, again, being completely objective, Gayle King had a response, and she said that she would be upset too by the way that CBS aired the interview. Why'd you have to ask the question? Why ask the question? Was the question fed to you to ask? Or did you just ask it? Now that follow-up question, but Lisa, you wouldn't know. Gayle, you also don't know. That statement right there, I'm sorry, I said it was a question. That statement, but you wouldn't know. That was beyond the pale for me. It's like you were trying to paint him negatively. So I got this clip. There's a response to Lisa Leslie by Snoop Dogg. And dang it, I forgot the other rapper's name. The rapper that had on the Kappa shirt the other day. Thank you, Lil Boosie. They're responding to this. We're going to go ahead and play this Rob Lane edit of Snoop Dogg's response to Gayle King. Go ahead and roll that clip.
Gayle King, out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that? I swear to God, we the worst. We the fucking worst. We expect more from you, Gayle. Don't you hang out with Oprah? Why y'all attacking us? We your people. You ain't going back to fucking Harvey Weinstein asking them dumbass questions. I get sick of y'all. I want to call you one. Is it okay if I call her one? Funky dog head bitch. How dare you try to tarnish my motherfucking homeboy's reputation, punk motherfucker. Respect the family and back off, bitch, before we come get you.
You say it. I'm finna fire your ass up. You say it, bro.
I'd be extremely angry with me too.
All right, now let's level set here. I do not believe that I'm not advocating the language that Snoop Dogg used in talking about Gayle King. You know, that's not how I roll. At the same time, I completely get it. I completely understand why we are so upset. And I'm just going to speak freely. You know why? Because I can speak on this show, because it says talk with Jeffrey L. Miller at the bottom of that mother. All right, so here we go. I ain't going to cuss, though. My mama might be watching. As much respect as I have for everything that Oprah Winfrey has done and everything that Gayle King has done, as much respect, it is not even debatable how silent they have been in the face of people like Kevin Spacey being accused and his accuser mysteriously dying. No question. No surviving Kevin Spacey. Bryan Singer. Bryan Singer, accused of molesting young men. Serious accusations. No surviving Bryan Singer. No interviews with any of his accusers. No documentary. Woody Allen married his adopted daughter while fussing with his ex-wife. Now listen, she was adopted, however you want to put it, all that stuff, I get it. It wasn't his biological daughter. I understand what people are trying to say with that argument. The hell, who adopts a daughter, is married, and then turns around and marries his adopted daughter? I mean, okay, no surviving Woody Allen. Harvey Weinstein. Pictures of both of y'all putting y'all lips on his crusty ass face. Multiple pictures showering him with affection. Not one word. I saw an interview the other day where Oprah was talking about, I didn't drop that because of Russell Simmons. I ain't scared of Russell Simmons. I'm Oprah. I'm paraphrasing what you said, but the bottom line of it is you ain't said a damn thing about Harvey Weinstein. Look at the number of women. Not one thing. Look at the severity of the accusations. Not one thing. Not one. Gail, you did not have to ask that question. You were doing your job. I understand everybody got a job to do. I got a sister who is in journalism, so I get it. Sometimes you got to ask the hard questions. Sometimes you operate with class, though. And in that instance, that follow-up statement, but you wouldn't know. You don't know. Sometimes you just exercise class. Sometimes. So, we having a barbecue, and as much as you've done, as much as you stood out and stood up, Gayle King, can you come to the barbecue? No. Gayle King, you are not invited to the barbecue. Sorry, not sorry. I just don't get it. It reminds me of a poem that talks about compassion fatigue. This poem is actually kind of deep. Sometimes, ladies, I want y'all to understand, I love y'all to death. Y'all some of the most beautiful creatures, ever. Love y'all. There's this phenomenon called compassion fatigue, where immediately when a woman of color starts to speak, oh God, here's another black woman with another black woman issue. That's the reflexive response. It's called compassion fatigue, where you actually get tired of someone verbalizing or vocalizing the concerns that they have. That's a you problem. That ain't a them problem. That's a you problem. So we're going to play this clip. We'll come back and talk about it. This is called compassion fatigue. Go ahead and roll that clip for me.
To the white woman whose YouTube comment said she is tired of every other poem being about race or rape, I'm not sure if compassion fatigue happens because no one taught you how not to be the oppressor, or because no one taught you how not to be oppressed, but your comment reminds us that no one cares about us but us. You're right. There are no new topics, just old problems written into new pleas to a country that refuses to reckon with its own sickness. We Americans, land of the free, can only keep our motto if we keep our mouths closed, and isn't that what all rapists want? Control and a silenced victim. Do you realize that someone has stopped listening to this poem because I am first black and also a woman? Black if I'm alive still, woman if I haven't disappeared yet, got anything anybody in the world might need except my voice, which means my body must be what's left for the taking. I'm not sure how we became treasures we can't afford to keep, but there are all kinds of women who have been raped, who still hope their warm body's heart would stop beating, but still got up and went to work the next day. What we know is it's hard to comfort a girl that doesn't let on she's hurting. So praise every woman that speaks out against her rapist. Praise the ones who didn't but got their healing from the poems you are tired of hearing. How easy your life must be to only sit through the happy while we try and believe the only things we need to remember about suffering is that eventually it ends. 3 times now on social media, I have personally watched a black person be murdered because the United States is still making us pay for the way we look or the guilt it feels, but a person of color's only glory, hallelujah, is as long as we didn't die then, we didn't die. Do you realize that when our mothers say, I love you, she is also saying, stay alive. Come back to me whole, in one piece, and not a hashtag or another dead nigga's death you'll have to watch on repeat. Us poets, whose duty is to write about the times right, because we don't know when we too will become extinct. Black ink from black poets who dared to write about all this black death instead of hiding behind everything we're thinking. How privileged your life must be, that you can be tired of hearing poems about race or rape while we the poets write about an extinguished race and violated bodies that keep being raped. It's not hard to believe you're tired. But can you imagine how exhausted we the poets must be?
Make some noise for your sacrificial poet for this evening, Miss Ebony Sewell.
Boy, did she put it down or what? Did she speak those words or what? So when we get somebody like Chet Hayes or whatever the hell his name is, talking about I can say the N-word, nobody can tell me what to say, it's my culture. Mother, sit your ass down. It ain't your culture. You actually rejecting your culture. You are rejecting your culture. You're actually sitting there saying that, okay, who I am and who I was born as, that ain't what I want. What I want is what they got. I'm going to make that my culture. That's just not how it works. So just because you feel like you're entitled to say something because that's the way your mind thinks, like I said, say it in the wrong place. You know what? Matter of fact, how about this? How about you go and battle rap somebody and rap and say that foolishness? Let those words roll off your mouth. If you really feel like ain't nobody gonna tell you what to say. Don't be in the studio and put it on a track and then release it in the comfort of your own home. Go on tour with that. Boy, you ain't gonna do it. You're smarter than that. If Eminem is smart enough to know, and I ain't gonna front, that dude got some lyrical fire. Smart enough to know that that's not something that I'm gonna put on an album. Now, I'm sure he said it in the privacy of his own home, and I'm sure his boys was okay with him saying it. I'm 100% positive that has happened. He's smart enough to know not to put that on an album or a track. Come on, son. What? You know what? You don't deserve that. Come on, Chet. Nah, my guy. Shouldn't do that. That's what you deserve. All right, let's keep on rolling. Man, look. All right, so I got some comments. Lola says, they don't eat with us no ways. All right, Cherry says, no one wants coons in their space. Oh my goodness. Woo, she brought that funk. Brother James says, have you noticed that G and O did not publicly offer their condolences to the Bryant family and their family members of the other victims on their social media pages? Wow. They didn't. I'll have to go back and check for myself. But I've not seen Oprah release a statement or Gail. Not seen that. Now, there are some people that says, Gail is really hurt because of the relationship she had, the failed relationship she had with her ex-husband. She's still harboring some pain. I don't know. I haven't done no research on that. I can tell you that Oprah experienced a lot. And I'm not saying Oprah hadn't healed. I'm saying she experienced a lot. I do remember when Michael Jackson had accusations come out against him. Michael Jackson said that he couldn't believe that Oprah didn't come to his side. She knows me. This is what Michael Jackson said. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but he said when these accusations came out, Oprah knows me and she didn't even speak up for me. There are a lot of people that didn't speak up for me. He was blown away. Now, I will tell you this, that I don't know if Michael Jackson ever put his hands on a child in a way, that was inappropriate. I don't know that. What I do know is that the families that accused him, the family that he settled with, they had proof and evidence that they were doing that for money, and they had proof and evidence that Michael Jackson did not do it, especially in the last trial that he had. There's also proof that the people who did Finding Neverland are a bunch of liars and opportunists. All types of proof. Yet, as soon as Michael Jackson died, boy, they went after him. As soon as he died. As soon as they could, they started putting these things together. Now, Finding Neverland came out, last year was it? And they're still going after him. Still going after him. You got to wonder why. You really got to wonder why. That just drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. So, Gail, nope, you can't come to the barbecue. Nope, you can't do it. All right, let's lighten it up a little bit. We're getting close to the end of the show. I want y'all to understand something. Now, first of all, the male species is just what it is. The mating habits of the male species is legendary. So I got this clip that talks about the male species in heat and what the male species will do when he's trying to mate or give his mate that work. Now, ladies, y'all can be funny as hell sometimes. Y'all act like we the only ones that be wanting to do it. Like it's just us. Now, we know y'all get tired sometimes. But I mean, ladies, dang, why you gotta make it so difficult? You're supposed to make it hard. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Almost instantly, he's denied. He regroups and goes in again. The female human is still reluctant to engage. However, the males are persistent in their pursuit of the female genitalia, this time squeezing the buttocks, hoping for a different response. She is still not in the mood. The male is frustrated. To prevent blue balls, he heads to the restroom to pleasure himself. And the disagreement between the two species is made noticeable through eye contact. To learn more about the sexual behavior of these species, visit our website at Come on, let me just put the tip in. .com.
I don't know why y'all be tripping, ladies. I mean, I don't know why y'all be tripping. Boy, listen. Y'all don't understand how difficult it is for us at times. The things that we go through on the daily. It's really, really tough. And all we're looking for is just a little affection. A little love and affection. That's all we that's all we're looking for. Love and affection. All right, listen. Here's the thing that I do that I have a lot of fun with. I have a lot of fun meeting and talking to people. And I had a conversation last week about why it is that, when a man, why won't some men really be aggressive and go after what it is that they want? When we started the show, I talked about men having low vision. We talked about women never being satisfied. Now, ladies, I want y'all to understand something. When we do for you, we don't look at it as in, okay, we did something, you owe us. We do it because we ultimately care about you. We want you to be happy. And what we expect more than anything else is peace. We expect appreciation. We expect that our return on the investment that we put forward is going to be something positive. That's really what we're looking for. Now, when it starts to get a little more difficult to satisfy you or please you in any way, when you're never satisfied with something, some of us just give up. Here's why we give up. We give up because you're telling us that our efforts are never going to yield anything more than temporary satiation of your unending need to be adored. Don't get it twisted, ladies. We know that you like attention and affection, and we know that you like to be admired. We know that. Nobody's saying that that is a bad thing. There's a point where it becomes, where it can become unhealthy. When we constantly have to feed you with words of affirmation, if that's your love language. When we constantly have to employ acts of service, if that's your love language. When we constantly have to do those things, every waking minute, every single opportunity, that's a problem. That's a problem. Very few people can sustain that type of output. Very few. So ladies, there's a part of me time, the me time movement, where a woman takes time to herself that, you get to use and you get to enjoy. There's a part that's almost denied us when we want to do something like that. It's almost like we're taking away, like we're breaking the rules. All your affection, all your time should be, devoted towards me. You don't need to hang out with the boys. You got me. Where are we going? And those, hey, I get it. You want to make sure, but at the same time, though, we want time to ourselves. And because we want that time to ourselves, we just expect, and we expect fully, that when we give you what it is that you need, that there's that you just don't become a taker. That's it, synopsizing it. We don't want you to be just a taker. If all you are is a taker, the relationship becomes imbalanced. And imbalanced relationships lead to toxic relationships. And toxic relationships are poison. So I'm saying all that to you just so that you understand that as much as we adore you ladies, as much as we love y'all, sometimes y'all be tripping. I mean, sometimes y'all you'll never be satisfied. So I got this video. I want to play this video as proof that women are never satisfied. Proof. Let me clean that up. Proof that some women are never satisfied. I'll set the clip up. There's this couple. They've been married for a long time, and they're talking about a vacation that they want to take. And the woman is adamant about how much money they should spend. The husband is a little more reserved. So we're going to play this clip. We're going to come back and talk about it. This is proof that a woman is never satisfied. Go ahead and roll that clip.
Where's Carmen?
Hey, Steve.
Hey.
So my husband and I, we have been married for 14 years. Thank you.
14 years, get a round of applause, don't it?
Next September, Labor Day weekend is our anniversary weekend. So since we've never really done anything for our anniversary, we haven't done anything for our 5-year anniversary. We didn't do anything for our 10-year anniversary. So I want to go to Bora Bora.
Really?
For our 15-year anniversary. Now, he's a teacher. He's on a teacher's salary. He's saying that the Bora Bora trip is too costly, too extravagant for his budget. The trip is going to cost about $20,000 plus to go there.
Now listen, y'all. The trip is going to cost $20,000 plus. Now, this is a big anniversary. I think they said 15-year. Big anniversary. I get it. $20,000 plus for the trip to Bora Bora. I want to make sure y'all heard that. Go ahead and roll clip.
1,000 plus.
I love black people. Black people start adjusting their seat. Well, you don't look like your ass is going. Got 20,000. Where's you going? I love my people. 20,000. They start talking. You ain't spoke to the person next to you since you been sitting down. Did this say 20,000? Did she say this man is a teacher? Where is she going from? What costs 20,000? What is they doing in Bora Bora? You finna be broker is what you finna do. Boy. Okay. So it's about 20,000.
Yeah, so am I wrong for wanting to do something big and extravagant by going to Bora Bora for our anniversary?
No, she's not wrong for wanting it. Hey, she not, listen to me. She not wrong for wanting it. You can want. Hell, I want a brand new airplane. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting it. Hell, I want half a Tyler Perry studio. I don't think it's nothing wrong. Look, I understand where you're coming from. You want to go somewhere nice. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me say this. I've been to Bora Bora. Marjorie wanted to go. I took her. It's the most incredibly breathtaking place. God was tripping.
Y'all listen. Steve is basically going to break down how beautiful Bora Bora is. $20,000. Now remember, teacher salary, 15-year anniversary, Bora Bora. Watch this next part. Go ahead and roll the clip.
Clown it. When he made Bora Bora. I don't know how whoosh, I don't know what he did, but God was showing out on Bora Bora. He got a lot of places where he done done some cold stuff, but Bora Bora stuff. But now, if your husband is the type to just want to go to dinner, that's all it is in Bora Bora. It ain't nothing to do. There ain't no casino, ain't no wonderful shopping. I bought a straw hat and put some shells around my neck. That's how bored I was. I bought a straw hat with the raggedy edges on it and bought a cigar and was just standing out in chest-deep water for about an hour, just because wasn't to do. If you're not really, really in love, y'all gonna get a divorce. Yeah. Now, can I say this to you, though? Because I have been around a lot. Okay. There are much closer places that won't cost you 20. Turks and Caicos.
Okay, I want y'all to watch this part right here. This is where Steve actually offers some sound advice and makes a cogent argument. The thing about it, though, when you hear what he says and you hear her response, don't act like y'all don't hear it. All right, go ahead and roll that clip.
Coast is real nice to go to. If you don't want to go there, have you been to all the Bahama Islands?
We've been to Nassau and we've been to Freeport. We've been to Turks and Caicos as well.
Okay, have you been to Kitts Island?
No.
That's nice. Have you been to Hawaii?
Yes, we went there on our honeymoon.
Okay, what is your ass complaining about there?
See, I need y'all to understand. Most of the places that Steve named, they had already been to. Now, this is one of those situations, ladies, and now we're done with the clip now because that was the thrust of it right there. Ladies, I need y'all to understand that was a man that had been putting forth the right type of effort. He didn't stop dating his wife because they got married. He still traveled with his wife. One of the things that women complain about, and I won't say complain, one of the things that women have made a note of is that they meet guys that don't know nothing about traveling. They ain't got no damn passport. They travel taking girl trips 3-4 times a quarter. And all you know is Roosevelt Highway. Come on, son. You got to be able to get out and, get up and do something. But this husband has been taking his wife places. Most of the places that Steve named, they had already been to. Most of the ones he named, they had been to. And Steve's like, what in the hell are you complaining about? Now, look, let's just get to the bottom line of it. $20,000 for a vacation, that's crazy as hell right there. That's crazy. $20,000? I don't care if it is 15 years. But how about this? That $15,000, we could get a car. If you do like me, I could buy like 6 or 7 cars at the auction and flip every one of them. Quadruple that $15,000. I'm dead serious. So, hey, that vacation, it looked nice. I'm sure, you would enjoy yourself. For $20,000 though? Hell no. You better go to Miami. You better go to Miami. Matter of fact, they just had the Super Bowl in Miami. Now, I don't give a damn about the Super Bowl. I ain't watch it. I'm still protesting the NFL. I guarantee you, if Colin Kaepernick don't ever come back, I ain't never watching it again. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. And how the Super Bowl, how they going to talk about the same stuff that Colin Kaepernick was talking about? How they going to address the same thing in the PSA that Colin Kaepernick was talking about? But he can't get a job. He can't get a real workout with a real, like they do everybody else. He got to get a special workout. Further proof of collusion. I hope he sue their asses again. But anyway, there's this clip about Shakira. Look, I didn't watch the halftime show. I've seen some of the palaver going along about it. And one thing they're talking about is how it wasn't kid-friendly. How they had these little skimpy outfits on the pole and all this other stuff. I don't give a damn about that. Last year, didn't your boy take his shirt off? And y'all white women love that. I don't remember. Look, I'm going to play this video just because I thought it was funny. If I didn't think it was funny, damn the Super Bowl. But we're going to play this clip. I love Shakira. Here we go. Let's roll.
During the Super Bowl halftime show, 2 women not born in the 90s or 80s took over Miami. 2 women looked flawless on national TV. 2 women looked like they wake up and drink yoga every single morning. 2 women captivated America. 2 women took over the Super Bowl halftime show. This was probably the greatest halftime show in the history of the Super Bowl. This video is for Shakira. Shakira, you are beautiful. You are stunning. Shakira, I wasn't prepared to have a talk with my son. My son's 13 years old, and we was just going to get around that age where I got to have that birds and the bees talk with my son. And Shakira, you sparked a lot of conversation in a lot of homes in America last night. Shakira, my child asked me, how does she move her hips like that? Shakira, while trying to explain to my son how you gyrated your whole body like that, I couldn't explain to him because tears came to my eyes watching you move the way you move, Shakira. And then you proceeded to look like a s'more walking across that stage, like marshmallows between 2 graham crackers with chocolate on top, the sweetest thing in the world. And you did a thing like at the camera. And my son said, Daddy, why you going crazy like that? And I was like, son, you don't understand. There's going to come a time in your life you going to have to do some stuff. He was like, why do I got to do stuff like that? I couldn't explain. Shakira, you literally had sex education for me on TV, Shakira. I'm positive. Every man watching the TV with their old lady last night, an argument started. I don't know if you was dipped in the fountain of youth after you was born, but baby, you ain't. I'm scared. I feel like if I made eye contact with you, things may go awry. Shakira, I bet your hair smell like brand new leather car seat, Shakira. Shakira, I'm trying to find the words to possess. You possessed my body last night. My 13-year-old, I'm positive, went to sleep with all kind of dreams. I'm pretty sure he woke up in puddles that I've never woke up in. Shakira, y'all took over Miami, Shakira.
That doggone Shakira must have put it down. She must have put it down. She Must put it down. It's pretty serious. Sex education on screen. Sex education on screen. All right. We got one more invite. Somebody that wants to come to the barbecue. Nancy Pelosi. They call her Nancy the Ripper now. After sitting through Donald Trump's State of the Union address a couple of days ago, Nancy Pelosi showed y'all that, first of all, I don't give a good goddamn about Donald Trump. Now, she extended her hand in friendship after she accepted his copies of the speech, she extended her hand for a handshake, just out of common courtesy. Now, one of the things that my father taught me is if you extend your hand and somebody doesn't shake your hand, they are an example of one of the worst type of people you will ever meet. Now, I've never seen such a lack of decorum and class be celebrated. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I got a couple of friends that are conservative, and they said Donald Trump actually killed the State of the Union address, and Nancy Pelosi made herself look weak. The hell she did. The hell she did. How about this? Donald Trump was invited to come to her chamber. That's her chamber. Now, you invite somebody to come to your house or your job, and they act the way that he acted towards her, spurning the invitation at a handshake. What type of low-class, bottom-feeder type of cockroach-ass attitude is that? Sorry. Let's go ahead and see this clip, real quick. Now, Kush, I want you to keep me up while the clip plays, because there's some stuff that she does to let you know that this whole thing was pre-planned. Go ahead and roll that clip.
Family knows the pain when a loved one is diagnosed with a serious illness. Here tonight is a special man.
First of all. All right, now look at Nancy. Now what had happened was she's getting the paper and she's pre-ripping the paper. She put a tear in it. Watch it. Here she go. She about to rip that. She making sure that when she stands up, that thing is ready to be ripped. You see a little tear on it? Watch this. Wow. Watch this. Wow. Look at her. She didn't care. She knew it was going to be on camera. Look how she threw it. This piece of shit. That's what she's saying. She's calling it a piece of shit. Go ahead. You can bring me out.
Hey, NBC News viewers.
She ain't playing.
Thanks for checking out.
Now, first of all, I want everybody to understand that there are 3 co-equal branches of our government. 3 co-equal branches. The judiciary or the Supreme Court, co-equal. The bicameral legislature, meaning there are 2 parts to the legislature, co-equal, and the executive. Donald Trump ain't running things. But what it is, quite honestly, now I didn't mean to throw my pen, but what it is, quite honestly, we got a bunch of feckless men up there running around that are so insecure in their own ability that they're scared to stand up for the Constitution. These people actually allowed this dude to solicit a foreign country to interfere with the election and said he did nothing wrong. I mean, these are the same people that got together the night of the inauguration for President Barack Obama and said that we're going to do everything we can to make him a one-term president. Donald Trump already has so many people associated with him who have been arrested, not just accused, but accused, convicted, and arrested. They're in jail right now. Jail. All of the evidence that this man withheld, the fact that you got somebody who was on his staff, his national security advisor, who wanted to come forward and testify, and you didn't want to call him because you knew he was about to blow that shit up. Cussing on my own show. It's my show. How about that? Sorry, mama. Love you. But the bottom line of it is, for everybody, for all of my independent friends, all of my conservative friends who see no fault in him, no fault in what that man did, none. Don't fix your mouth to talk about what Nancy Pelosi did. There's a senator or a congressman, Matt Gaetz, who's trying to have ethics charges. He's launching an ethics complaint against Nancy Pelosi for ripping up that piece of paper. There are people questioning Nancy Pelosi on decorum. People questioning Nancy Pelosi on decorum, but put up with Donald Trump's foolishness every day. Oh, that's just how he is. No, you got to remember something. This is the same man who has not released his taxes. This is the same man who you can't verify if he's violating any of the emolument clauses because he's holding his books tight to the vest. This is the same man who had a charity basically fined and shut down because they were not serving the nonprofit that they said, they weren't serving the nonprofit purpose they said that they were doing. They were taking the money. This is a man who launched a university that was found guilty of basically misleading people. I mean, you can talk about all of his successful businesses that you want. You can talk about all of them. You can talk about, yeah, he filed bankruptcy, but a lot of people filed bankruptcy. And, you know, that's true. You can talk about all that stuff. What's undeniable is this guy has no class. What's undeniable is that he doesn't carry himself in any way at all that inspires the greater good. All he does is he makes certain people feel good about themselves. And I want y'all to understand, to my conservative and independent friends, y'all outnumbered. Y'all not just outnumbered by a little bit. Y'all outnumbered by a lot. And the turn up at this election, it's going to be ridiculous. There ain't going to be no electoral college victory this time. I mean, they're already trying to cheat. They're cheating like hell in Georgia and Wisconsin and in Florida. Every place where Republicans are, in North Carolina, they're cheating. Every single one, they're trying to put voter laws in place that have been found to suppress people. Texas, they're trying to do these things. But guess what? It ain't going to work. You know why it ain't going to work? Too many people mad. Too many people sick of this. So to all my friends who are not as conservative, who are saying that Trump is going to win because of the impeachment. Trump, he's still not over 50% in popularity. They're celebrating him being at 48% approval rating. He's never been that high. That's probably as high as he's going to get. Because what's going to happen as these elections come forward, more and more people are going to begin to coalesce around whomever the Democratic or independent nominee is. Mark my words. Listen, we do this every Thursday from 6 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. right here on Status Network. I need you to follow us on our Instagram, manifesttv.status. Facebook is Status Network LLC. Periscope is status_network_. Twitter, status_network_. We are on the Amazon Fire Stick and Roku. Also, you can find us at Status Network, Manifest TV, and on YouTube, Manifest TV. I am Talk with Jeffery, Jeffery, on all social media, www.talkwithjeffery.com, and everywhere except for Snapchat. I ain't snapping. I ain't chatting. I don't get it. It's not going to happen. Ah, that boy's rhyming. Boom. Your boy Kush is the producer. I put him to work today, but he held it down for me. Appreciate you, Brother Kush. Yanette is my office girlfriend. Your boy Jack, Trey pays the bills. It's been a whole lot of fun, but I am out. So now, you know.
Now that you know about Jeffery, and let's talk about it live, come be a part of our family.
You know we had to give y'all homework, right?
Keep up with the show. Follow us on all of our social media platforms.
That's Facebook and Instagram.
Would you like to listen to the show on the go? Make sure you download the Status Network app on your Google or Apple Play Store.
Want to talk to Jeffery?
Dial 470-251-4647. We thank you for listening. And make sure you're back here every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Let's Talk About It Live with Jeffery L. Miller.
Status Network.